Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptamena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Deva Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namaskar. Good evening. Welcome to my new episode on the introduction to Eastern philosophical schools. In my previous episode, I briefly talked on the outline of the topic that I am going to discuss. Today, let's start from Prasthanatrayi. The term Prasthanatrayi refers to the three main authorities according to the Sri Sarada Pitham Sringeri. It is the combination of Shrutiprasthan, Smritiprasthan and Nyayaprasthan. Prasthanatrayi is the collective name. Further three texts that are acknowledged is providing the foundation for the authorities of many schools of Vedanta, the Upanishads, Srimad, Bhagavad Gita and Brahmasutra. Upanishad, Gita and Brahmasutra, Vedanta Darshan, Brahmasutra. So, to make you understand, Shrutiprasthan is this Vedanta. Vedanta is, in other words, we can call it Upanishads. Smritiprasthan is Bhagavad Gita, Purana and Bhagavad Gita, and Nyayaprasthan is Brahmasutra. So these three, texts belong to Prasthanatrayi. Shrutiprasthan, Shruti means that which is hard, and refers to the body of most authoritative ancient religious scriptures composing the primary canon of Hinduism, and Vedanta is the example of Shrutiprasthan. Then comes the second one of Prasthanatrayi, is Smritiprasthan. These are the writings of sages or rishis drawn from their knowledge of the Vedas, insightful lessons, and their capacity for memory and recall. Bhagavad Gita is the example of Smritiprasthan. Nyayaprasthan, also called Brahmasutra, is the systematic and logical analysis of the philosophical principles found in Vyasa's compilations of the Brahmasutra, and it is very difficult to understand. I was talking to some of the great personalities in the other days, and about the complexities of Brahmasutra, and they agreed that it's very difficult to understand Brahmasutra. This is emphasized in the Brahmasutra to demonstrate that no manuscript can successfully refute the Vedanta teaching. Any system that is not in accordance with the Vedas cannot have its validity shown in any reliable way. Let's talk briefly about the Hinduism. Hinduism, according to Swami Samarpanananda, is a religion and a society that are mingled together. Hinduism, or we call it Sanatana Dharma, used, let's say, caste as a social structure to protect the rights of those, descended from a common ancestor. Despite having nothing to do with the religion, caste has been mistakenly identified as a crucial component of Hinduism. Swami Samarpanananda, he feels that the only religion that recognizes obtaining wealth and indulging in pleasure as legitimate life goal, as long as one abstains from moral transgression, is Hinduism. Hinduism is distinct in that it emphasizes renunciation and prosperity. He says that Islam represents brotherhood, Buddhism represents peace, and Christianity represents forgiveness. According to Samarpan 2017, Hindu Dharma represents acceptance and freedom for everybody. A person's complete liberation, physical, emotional, mental and spiritual, is its aim. This is important to note that Sri Ramakrishna said on Hindu Dharma, I quote what Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says about Hinduism. The Hindu religion alone is the Sanatana Dharma. The various creeds you hear of nowadays have come into existence through the will of God and will disappear again through His will. They will not last forever. Therefore I say, I bow down at the feet of even the modern devotees. The Hindu religion has always existed and will always exist. Let me repeat this sentence once again. The Hindu religion has always existed and will always exist. Sri Ramakrishna, October 20, 1884. In modern times, it appears that revolutions of imperialism against democracy have been seen throughout the world. There are many conflicts between various categories such as rich versus poor, science versus religion, and nationalism versus humanism or internationalism. But according to the idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that the entire world is one family, our ancient sages or rishis taught and lived by it. The strife in our region of the world has been all but abolished by them. Additionally, many saints have made significant contributions to the field of spirituality, moral principle and proper responsibilities in modern times. The second part I would like to talk in today is about the division of Ved. In Ved you have Ved has been divided in 4 parts like Samhita, Brahman, Aranyak and Upanishads. Let me tell you briefly about the Samhita portion of the Veda. The oldest book in the Hindu and Yogic tradition are the Samhitas, which are the oldest section of the Vedas. Mantras, prayers, litanies and hymns can all be found in the Samhitas. In each Veda there are 4 parts: Samhita, Brahman, Aranyak and Upanishad. Samhita means collection. Brahman, one of the central idea of the Veda is Brahman, which is covered in great detail in the early Upanishad. Brahman is described in the Veda as the cosmic principle. It has been referred to in the Upanishad as the everlasting, supreme reality and is Satchit Ananda, truth, consciousness, bliss. The ultimate cosmic force, the ontological foundation of existence, and the origin, aim and purpose of all spiritual knowledge are all referred to by the Hindu term Brahman. Brahman is sometimes translated by non-Hindus as God. This is incorrect according to New World Encyclopedia. Hinduism holds that Brahman is indescribable and beyond all human descriptions of God. In the context of the enlightened human experience, Brahman is ultimately ineffable according to a consensus among thinkers. However, Brahman is commonly defined as eternal, omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, as well as absolute truth, consciousness, and bliss that I already mentioned, Satchidananda. Then Aranyak, translating to the forest, Aranyak is also referred to as forest books. They were made mostly for scholars and hermits who lived in the forest. The definition of Aranyaka comes from the word Aranya, which means forest, because these were books to be read in the forest as opposed to the normal, Brahmanas, which were to be read in the village. The Aranyaka texts got their original name. The Samveda Samhitas, Purvarchika, contains a part of mantras known as the Aranyaka Samhita, on which the Aranyagana summons are performed. This makes the Aranyaka Samhita distinct from other Aranyaka texts. Although the Gopatha Brahmana is thought to be the Atharva Veda's Aranyaka, a relic from a bigger vanished Atharva, Paipallada Brahmana, the Atharva Veda has no extant Aranyaka. Then comes the fourth one is Upanishad. Upanishads, Nirvedananda 1944 claims that the Upanishads are specific sections of the Veda. These are sometimes known as Vedanta, either because they are found at the end of the Veda or because they are the core ideas and principles of the Veda. According to Samarpan 2017, the final chapter of all four Vedas are referred to as Upanishads. These are called Vedanta because they are the last of the Veda. It is challenging to estimate the number of Upanishads. Samarpan 2017 states that the number falls between 108 and 1008. Every one of the four Vedas has multiple Upanishads like Isa, Kena, Katha, Prasna, Mundaka, Mandukya, Aitareya, Taitareya, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka, and Shweta are a few notable examples. When you have the classification of Upanishads in different Veda, for example, like Rig Veda, you have Aitareya and Kaushitaki Upanishads are a part of Rig Veda, whereas Isavasya Upanishad and Brihadaranyaka Upanishads are part of Shukla Yajurveda. Similarly, Taitareya, Katha, Shweta, Maitreya, Niya, these Upanishads are part of Krishna Yajurveda. Chandogya and Kena Upanishads are part of Samaveda, and Mundaka, Mandukya, Prasna, these Upanishads are part of Atharva Veda. With this, I conclude this episode. I will come up with the exploration of Veda in my next episode. Thank you very much for watching me. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Santi, Santi, Santi. Thank you very much.